hello and hi and hello. And it's been so long. It's been so long. And I've appreciated all the messages that are like, girl, where are you? And that answer is at work. December, honestly, fourth quarter, October to December is my busiest time of the year. And I have just been pulling like 16-hour days at work and then having to do stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm feeling the need to like explain myself, but I don't. It's been busy. That's it. It's been busy. But I'm so excited to be back doing a flip through. And the Christmas, you can't tell. There's a, oh my God, my TV's on. It's by Bun, by the way. I guess I'll turn it off. There's a Christmas tree behind you. I'll show you. Gorgeous, right? And it's Christmas. It's a few days after Christmas. And I am still sort of in like catch-up mode. I have not been able to do any of my Hobonichi Saturdays, which if you're new here, that's when I sit down on Saturday pretty much the whole day. That's my me time, my decompress time, my relaxing time. And I catch up in my Hobonichi, and I haven't been able to do that since September. So here we are. Here she is. I'm not fully caught up yet. I've done days here or there in November and December, but those are kind of the big days that I need to spend some time with. But we're here today to talk about September. If I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure we're here to talk about September. And I'm excited because I haven't seen these pages in a while. I don't know. It's going to be a surprise for me as well. And let's just jump right on in. What's funny is this year I don't have any stickers on my cover, but I've had no problem just kind of like slapping weird stickers on my like first page. I don't know. Okay. First page is, or the year at a glance is always gonna be my period tracker. I have definitely fallen off in the past few months. I'm keeping track of it in my happy planner instead, and I just need to move it on over. But, you know, that's what it is. My next two pages are my workout trackers. You can also tell that I'm not super up to date on these yet either, but for September, I do have it fully filled out. And again, if you're new, I just highlight the day I worked out, and because I do group-based fitness classes, I write the time of the class I go to because I just like to know what I'm doing. I don't know. And I'm also kind of color coding them per week because my goal for the year was 12 classes a month, and it's easy for me to quickly look and see if I've done my three classes a week, or if I have to come back and do like 4 or 5 or something. And this month I actually did have to do 5, and it really tried to kill me. But I got it despite being out of town for one of my annual conventions that I teach at for work. But yeah, it was a good month. We stopped doing our monthly challenges. The previous months we've started the classes in the beginning by doing like 1 minute of a focused exercise. So it was either like a squat hold or push-ups or a bar hang or balance. And I want to say there was something else. No, that was it. And they decided, hey, we've had enough. I think a lot of members were like, stop. And so the owner of the gym like took the hint, and we've stopped doing those. And they have also changed the programming style this month, where it's now the workouts are like either grind or heavy or like sprint or something else, and the focus is all different. So it's been interesting. I'm finding these workouts like really challenging, but I guess that's what they're for. Not to spoiler alert or anything, but my goal was 12 classes a month for the year. So that way at the end of the year, I get a t-shirt because I have completed Committed Club, and I got my t-shirt in December. So very excited. Turns out December is a gimme month. And as long as you do it up until November, you're good. I didn't know that. But anyway, got my t-shirt at our Christmas party, and it was awesome. No new Tombow markers to add, sort of. That's kind of a lie. We'll talk about why in a little bit. And then my month pages are just snippets of the day. And yeah, I will tell you, I'm getting, I think, tired of this. And I'm really thinking towards 2025 and what I want to do in these pages, because I'm not sure that I want to do this anymore. I do like having these snippets of my day, but I have my 5-year journal that I'm also sort of struggling with. And then I have this, and then I have the weeklies, and it all has sort of started to repeat itself a bit. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do on these pages. I think it's really cool when people collage it out. I think it's cool when people do pictures a day. I just haven't quite figured it out. I follow this Instagram account that does like a doodle a day. Maybe that could be cool. I don't know. I will figure it out. And as you know, I've abandoned the weekly pages. They just don't bring me joy. I stopped doing it back in like July, actually. So nothing to report there. And then we get into the daily pages. These are my bread and butter. These are my favorites. These will always be my favorites. I'm sure it means I could use a different book if all I'm focused on is the daily pages, but I'm a little stubborn. I'm a little stuck in my ways, and I want to keep going on my cousin journey. And maybe, I don't know, maybe 2025 will be like very different in terms of how I use it. I don't know, we'll see. September, here we are. I love the daily pages. I love capturing just like the most random things on these pages, and it's just where I have the most fun. So I had some leftover like pictures of myself that I had used for like a previous page that were just floating around in all my stuff. So I just stuck them down on this front page. I actually never used the monthly page, and that's something I would like to change in 2025. Yeah, so just pictures of myself. Anyway, the next day I was still at my parents' house. If you remember, I had gone home for my parents' anniversary, 51 years married, and then also for my youngest nephew's birthday party. And so that's kind of all that was happening. While I was there, I found this charm bracelet that I'd had since I was a kid. I illustrated it out and I said what the charms were. And I had this realization when I was back home. I took it with me and I've been wearing it. And I was like showing it to my Instagram stories. And I'm showing that like, yeah, I had a monkey, I had a kitten, I had this angel and a cross and prayer hands. And then also Noah's Ark. And then I started looking closely and I'm like, girl, it's just a boat. Like, I don't know what happened in my like child mind where I was like, okay, like I think I'm always trying to do like context and matching. And so I was like, okay, we have prayer hands, we have a cross, we have an angel. So this boat must be Noah's Ark. Never crossed my mind that it could just be a boat. I don't know. So that was fun. And it's still up here with me and I'm wearing it, and I'm scared I'm going to lose it every day, but I'm still wearing it. The next day, my friend Olivia came over so that I could run through a class that I was teaching. Like I mentioned earlier, there is, I teach at a few conventions every year for my industry, which is the paint your own pottery industry. And I'm going and I'm teaching how to paint certain designs or use certain products or learn new techniques or skills, and also like social media stuff. I wear many hats. I don't know what that was. And anyway, so I was teaching a lettering class and I hadn't taught it for a couple years in person. And so my friend Olivia came over and we just like went through the whole class together. She like practiced on the handout that I made. And it was really nice, even though we did it with our paint pens, our Tombow dual brush pens, and not like glaze and a paintbrush, which is what you would use for pottery. It was still like extremely helpful and I was grateful for it. This week, my friend Megan, her husband works down here in Atlanta, and so he comes from Tennessee to work in the film industry, and she will occasionally have him like drop off little goodies at the house on the porch. And she dropped off a little care package, including some candy salad in just like a quart container. So I made like little candies here. It was Halloween themed candy salad. She also included just like a couple little like bits and bobs. I love the sticker. This is no crying at work, which is absolutely like 0 days without crying at work, basically. But that's okay. And it's just so nice. She gave me these like little bits of ephemera. I am Leo down, so that was fun. And I ended up making a little container out of vellum paper that looks like the quart container she sent me, and peeling off the tape label on it. And I just think it's so fun. I'm going to pull back the curtain just a little bit here and say that this year, over the summer, I agreed to work with Get Messy, which is like an art journaling community, and I would teach a lesson on whatever I wanted and make a video, edit it, send it, whatever. This month, I started having crazy trouble filming with my phone. I would film hours and hours and hours of video, and then I'd go to edit and it would just be like corrupt somehow. And I thought for a long time that it was like my Final Cut Pro, and I thought it was my computer. And it kind of finally dawned on me that it was my phone. And anyway, I think everything's been fixed now, but that caused like a lot of tears this month, or technically in October, when everything was due. Everything was due on October 1st, and I was using these back pages to film these lessons, and it was just a nightmare. But anyway, this was one of the pages that I did during the lesson, and so I really like it, and I like the memory attached to it that, you know, Megan sent me this stuff and it was amazing, but boy, was it hard fought, and I likely will never forget that. Moving on. I got a manicure this day. I did like a jelly, this gel color that is kind of translucent. So my girl Bonnie layered up the colors a few different ways and then did like a black outline. And I thought it was like so fun and chic. And then I saw somebody the next day and they're like, oh my God, Halloween nails, obsessed. And it ruined it so hard for me because I don't really care about Halloween. Like, and I'm certainly not the girl that is gonna get like $100 manicure that is for Halloween. I just need it to live a little bit longer. So I was just like, thank you. And then spent the rest of the month being like, oh, Halloween. But anyway, I digress. You will see since July on my manicure pages, I don't know where the last one is, but anyway, my Aura ring has started making it into the drawing. And turns out this sucker is like hard to draw because I do this like kid style where I put my hand on the page and then I outline it and it hits this like chunky ring. And I'm always like, oh God, and I pull my hand up and it looks like a monster hand. But anyway, you'll see some months that it looks better than others. This one kind of got away from me. The next day, I was flying out to St. Louis for my conference, and things had just been so busy, like ramping up for this class or this conference. I was teaching three classes, 3 or 4, on top of like having booth time, meaning that I stand in a company's booth that I do some freelance work with, and I'm like, hi, hello, please, this is my stuff. I'd love for you to buy it. And I woke up that morning, my flight was really early, and I just looked in the mirror and I thought like, I don't think I can do this. I've been having that feeling a lot lately where I'm like standing ahead of a giant task, and I think, my body stopped working. My brain's done. I don't think I can do this anymore. But anyway, I made it somehow. But anyway, this was my airport look. The next few days was convention. We got there. It was in St. Louis, as I mentioned. Technically in St. Charles, which is outside of St. Louis. But Elaine came with me because it's so nice. This event is so big. And it's such a big event for my industry. And our industry is pretty small. You know, like worldwide, there's probably only, conservatively, I'll say like 600, 700 studios. And in the US, there's probably only 500, between 600. So anyway, while that is a very big number, when you get it in terms of like a conference, it's all these people that I've known for years. I've been in the industry for 15 years. So it's so fun to see everybody. And like, you know, a lot of these people I only see once a year at this conference, but it's also exhausting because you got to be on the whole time. And especially if you're teaching and standing in these booths and just meeting all these people and talking. It's a lot, especially for me who works alone mostly. And I need like a lot of recharging time. So it's so nice to have Elaine there with me because she's my person. She's like, she calms me in such a way that like nobody else can. And I used to not bring her to these, and I would just go back to my hotel room and just weep because I was so overstimulated and exhausted and over it. And now it's so nice to have her there to just be like, hey, like you did good. Everything's okay. Anyway, so we got there on Friday. We went to the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, which was so fun. We really had a lot of fun in the gift shop, and came home with a lot of new merch. And then on this day, we also went to the Arch. We went to the top of the Arch, and in like the smallest tram you've ever seen. And I don't do like confined spaces well. I also don't really do heights well. So I was really nervous about that, but of course it ended up being fine. And you really only get like 10 minutes up there, which was honestly kind of all you needed, but it was cool. And then down in the gift shop, I got a souvenir penny, but I have it so sealed shut with washi tape that you'll never actually get to see that, sorry. And yeah, just a little picture of us. I got a little postcard and made myself a flap with it. These pages are chaotic, but honestly, convention is chaotic, so I'm like, it matches the vibe. On Saturday, I had a class at 8:30. It got started late, not my fault. I can't get into it. But yeah, it went well. Then I had booth hours for a few hours. Then I had dinner with the company I do freelance work with. On this day, we kind of forgoed it initially, or I can't really remember the plan, but we weren't going to get a rental car is the point of the plan, or we were only going to get it for a day. And then we ended up realizing like Elaine has nothing to do while I'm stuck in this convention center all day. So she ended up just like renewing the car a few times. She just had a blast driving all over St. Louis. She found like a breakfast spot where she had a breakfast burrito. I think she went back to Anheuser-Busch, did a tour. Yeah, she did. And then no telling where all she went, but she had a great time. And so I found this postcard of Lewis and Clark and their dog, I guess. And it's me, Elaine, and the rental car, because we had a real good time with that. The next day, second day of convention, I had another class at 9:15, and then I had another class after that, and I was done, thank God, I think. Yeah, I was done. So we celebrated by going to Texas Roadhouse. I don't know what to tell you. It was great. And then the association puts on like a gala out on the last night, or next to last night, and it was fun. It was gamer themed. But it was cool to see all my friends and spend some time, but mostly like go to bed. I was so exhausted. And then the next day we flew back home. Elaine went out much earlier than me, and then I came later. I turned my boarding pass into a paper airplane. I don't know, I thought it was cute. Anyway, the next day, and maybe even the next day, I took those days off because I just worked, a billion hours. And I officially got started on my buddy read with my friend Kelsey. Elaine, for Christmas Eve last year, gave me The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. We swap books on Christmas Eve every year. We've been doing it for over 10 years, and it's our only Christmas tradition, and it's my most cherished. We have a lot of fun with it. But anyway, she gave me The Bee Sting by Paul Murray, and this book is almost 650 pages. And it's been staring me in the eye all year. And my friend Kelsey, her aunt loaned her copy to her. And so she was like, let's buddy read it. She wrote us out a schedule, and it was an aggressive schedule. And I was behind because of convention. So I officially got started reading The Bee Sting on the 10th. I actually skipped book club that night because I was so tired and just not in the mood to go. We read The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, I think is her last name, and I just hated it. And I was like, I'd been hating all of these books the past few months at book club, and I was like, I'm too tired and emotionally fragile to go. And they'd be like, surprise, surprise, Amy hated the book again. So I skipped it, which I never really do ever. But I needed the night. I needed to relax and not see people, and I'm really glad that I did. But turns out they all hated the book too, so kind of skipped it for no reason. But anyway, officially started it on this day and wrote out the reading schedule. While I was at convention, okay, how do I want to say this? What am I even saying? Because the convention is in the United States, it's very hard for studios overseas to come. It's super expensive. It's often in a very boring place, so I don't blame them for not wanting to come. But a lot of the girls that are over in the UK came for convention, and it was so fun to see them. And they brought me a ton of sweets because they know that I do my sweet salad, is what they call it, my candy salad. So they brought me a ton of these treats that you can only get over there. And we took a picture together. It was very cute and very sweet. What happens if I do that? Does it focus? I got a new camera, by the way, so fancy. Anyway, these are my favorite, the strawberry flavor ones. I also love the Percy the Pigs. I love them, but I don't know, something about these, the taste, amazing. So I took the packet and made a little pocket with it. I'll be honest with you, did not even wash out the packet. It's sticky in there. And I'm like, well, too late. The next day, Grant, love of my life, Grant. Hello, Grant. I need to text you back. I always need to text you back. I'm so bad at the phone. Anyway, Grant FaceTimed me to unbox his 2025 Hobonichi, and it was so fun. And I had been in such a like kind of bad mood, and he just like turned my day around. He pulled out the, you know, from this year's Hobonichi, there's that like magician guy with like the book eyes, and then a little boy, and he was like, look, it's me and you. Totally dragged me. I thought it was so funny. And then he ended up sending it to me later in a letter that he sent that of course is in here. But anyway, it was just really nice. And I love Grant, and I'm bullying him so hard into starting a YouTube channel, and I think he's going to do it. And I'm so thrilled. And if he passes me in subscribers, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But he will. He's so cute, you guys. Okay, whatever. I can't. He's also single. If you know any fellas looking. Okay, I'm not here to matchmake Grant. You can't have him anyway, he's mine. I'm here to talk about the daily pages in September and my Hobonichi cousin. The next day, Elaine got tattooed on Friday the 13th by my friend Danielle. Danielle is the best. If you're looking for a tattoo artist, Danielle DeStefano at Only You Tattoo in Grant Park is the best. I worked there for a few years. It's my happy place, and I haven't been tattooed in so long. I'm gonna start my back piece this year, but we're not talking about me, we're talking about Elaine. The next two pages are posts that I saw on Instagram from Chaos Magic Studio. It says, you look great, your teeth are sharp, your eyes are luminous, the town folk whisper your name in hushed tones. And I thought, goals, you know? So I needed the little reminder, so I stuck it in here. This is with that brush pen, that it's like a Japanese brush pen. It's tan. I'll just show you. I have literally no idea what this is called, like at all. But I love it. It's great. I like that it kind of skips if you press down too hard. Like, I don't know. It's just it's a great purchase. Highly recommend. The next night was a little stressful. I was in the middle of editing a video. I don't remember. It was either for Get Messy or it was either a flip through. I cannot remember. I was sitting on the couch. I was like letting everything upload, or render, that's what it was. It was rendering from Final Cut Pro. And I just wanted to check on it because things had been so weird, right, with some of my previous content. And it's totally my fault, but I was like, hey, Elaine, can you hand me my computer? And she's so helpful that before I even have out of my mouth the next sentence, which is be careful of the external hard drive, she has already dropped it on the floor. Again, not her fault, my fault. I should have stopped being lazy and just got up and done it. Midnight external hard drive order, lost a long battle, and I did. But anyway, so I ordered at midnight my new external hard drive, which is shatterproof, and I hope to not put that to the test, but I was able to get up the video. But when I say, y'all, like, this took everything I had, it did. And I was tested many more times over the next few weeks, and I just thought, God gives his toughest battles to his most delicate people. That's how I felt in that way. But anyway, the next day I said on the internet, sticker preciousness is a disease, to which I say get well soon, which is a callback to an iconic tagline from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Because I'm just not afraid to use my stickers. I'm really not. And I have been a part of the Pipsticks sticker club, which I finally canceled last month because it's getting out of, did I cancel it? God, I hope so. It's getting out of control, and they are so weird. And I want to be like, yes, it's worth it. But I think the answer is like, no, it's not. at least not for me. I really can't handle like a ton of clutter and a ton, I say that as there's clutter, but I just don't need it. And I don't need like a page of ravens. You know what I mean? So I'm having fun just kind of like sticker vomiting, which is a bi-bun term. When she gets done with her week in her happy planner, she sticker vomits all over the page. And it's very fun and it's very cool. And I'm having a lot of fun kind of doing that in here with these stickers I don't really care about. The next few pages are ones that I did during my class with Get Messy. The class is about like memory keeping and documenting your life in your own style. Like, I don't think it has to be so like artful. I think this is the artfulness. I don't know. I explain it much better in the class, so I urge you to go watch that. I think I probably have a discount code. I'll report back when it happens, because it won't happen until I think August of next year. It was great. I'm glad I did it. It tried to kill me. Anyway, so this is the day I ordered myself a purse Kindle. I have my Kindle Oasis, which I love, but I really like to read in bed before I go to sleep. And many times I was forgetting my Kindle by the bed when I would leave for the day. And this is kind of the season where I'm gone all day. I'll leave in the morning and I don't come back till late at night because I've been at work. And when we go to dinner, I don't have my Kindle and it ruins everything. So I, on Prime Day, bought myself a purse Kindle, and frankly, best decision I've made in quite some time. It's so nice to have it on me at all times. I will say, when my bed Kindle dies, I am bringing purse Kindle into the bedroom, so it kind of defeats the purpose. And I do understand how the girlies have accidentally amassed like 6 Kindles. I will never go that far, but I'm like this close to buying the Kindle Basic for like actually my purse Kindle, because it is smaller than the Paperwhite, but not yet. Not yet. The next day I did, okay, so backstory, when I was coming back from St. Louis, I got an email from Tombow, because back in July, when I was procrastinating another project, I applied to be a part of their 2025 creator crew without really understanding what it was. Again, I was procrastinating and I thought, oh, this would be cool. So I applied. Extensive application process. I got in the middle of it and thought, this is a lot. But I did it, and I got an email saying, hey, you've made it through to the next round. Please schedule your interview here. We'll talk for like an hour and a half or like an hour 45 or something. And, we'll let you know about the next steps or whatever. So this was the day of my interview. Even though it was on Zoom, I wanted to like feel very cute and profesh. So I wore my favorite jeans that I'd cropped to be like a little short, and these silver ballet flats that I got for convention, and this oversized blazer that I really like, and then one of my favorite t-shirts, which is actually from the tattoo shop I used to work at. And I just thought so cute. I felt so cute. And yeah, as just said, my Tombow interview went so well, because it really did. I wrote some notes here saying about, just talking about the interview a bit. And then afterwards, I actually went to this place called Switchyards, which is a co-working space. It started in Atlanta because everything cool starts in Atlanta, but it has branched off to like the Southeast as far as I know. And it's just a co-working spot. It's 24/7. It's a neighborhood co-working place, and it's so stylish you could scream. I mean, it's gorgeous. And my friend Gabby, who does a lot of all of my brand photo shoots, like any nice photo you see of me that looks professional, Gabby has taken. And she was doing the shots for one of the new clubs that had been renovated. And she was like, hey, if you come, I'll give you $100 and you can get a membership to a 3-month membership to Switchyards. So I was like, hell yeah. And I went, and it was so fun. It's also been so crazy to see myself in all of these ads that they're putting out. I was just reading my Kindle the whole time. There's like some people on their computer, some people just like chatting with notebooks out, and then me reading. And it was great. I got a lot of reading done that day, so can't complain. But I just felt so cute. I don't know. It was a good, stressful packed day, but I really enjoyed it. Oh, and Gabby sent over some of the pictures, and they're just so chic and cool. Like, I'm so obsessed with her. She's so talented. If you're in Atlanta, please hire her. Actually, she travels a lot, so maybe just look her up. I'll put her in the show notes. The show notes. Welcome to my podcast. I am starting a podcast. We'll talk about that later. Okay. So the next day I took a note from Natasha in Your Phone, who I love, and she does behind the Be Reels, and she'll print out her Be Real, and then she'll just kind of like post a little blurb or share a little blurb about what was happening. And I didn't really do that. Instead, I printed Elaine's Be Real that she took, and I took a picture at the same time. So you're kind of getting like both views. I don't know. So I say behind the Be Real. It's like not actually Natasha's behind the Be Real. I'm saying Be Real a lot, but that's okay. But I just thought it was so cute. I don't know. Elaine's so cute. I could scream. Okay, the next day, this is utter chaos, but here we are. I got a shipment in from Molly Ann Bishop, who I adore. I think she's so cool, and she's so nice to me. And every time she's like, hey, I also think you're cool, I'm like, well, you're lying. Stop lying. So that's fun. But anyway, I put in an order. She sent me a bunch of stuff, and I just adore her. And I took all of some of the like inserts of her packaging and put it in my Hobonichi, including the Molly Digest. She does these incredible zines. I'm obsessed with her. There is no other artist right now, I think, that is as thoughtful as Molly is and as good at marketing and promoting herself in such a like cool, interesting, like actually artful way. Like her marketing is an art. I'm so obsessed with her and want to be more like her in a lot of the things that I do. She included every sticker she owns for my sticker binder with a little devil emoji. So of course I was putting that in there. And I think there is something in here. The next day is a meme that my friend MJ, at Marissa Jo, or at We Are Internet People, she and her friend Anna have this community online, co-working, writing, productivity, girl bossing, kind of anti-girl bossing, but it's just a really great place to be. I love her. She does what's called a Bare Minimum Monday, and she makes these incredible memes about Bare Minimum Monday, and I keep forgetting to do them. And instead I'm doing these like pedal to the metal Mondays, and I'm crying. And I hope that then I can have like a Tinder Tuesday or a Way Slow Wednesday. Spoiler alert, I do not, but I'm thinking about them always. And she shared that meme of the cat kind of hitting the other cat, and she said Bare Minimum Monday and my productivity demons, and I just thought it was very fun. The next day I got out my clickbait video, which angered so many of you, and to that I say I'm sorry, but like I said in the video, when you get an opportunity to clickbait, I think you have to take it, and I think you only get one chance, and that was my one chance, and I did it. So I ditched my Hobonichi weeks because it was just not robust enough for me for what I needed for my work. It was not working for me. I was not reaching for it anymore, and things were getting missed. So Bye Bun actually inspired me back in August to get a happy planner because I was watching her use this thing that I had previously thought was so stupid and cheesy and not for me. I thought I was too like way cooler than it, and it turns out I'm not. And it's the best like planning thing that has happened to me in a long time because it's like fun and it doesn't, I don't have to sit down and like make art to like enjoy it. The stickers, the colors, I don't know. I'm walking, talking commercial for Happy Planner at this point. And if you're looking for some inspiration, definitely look to Bye Bun because she uses it differently than a lot of people do. And maybe look to me later once I get my life sorted out post holiday season, because I would also like to show you how I use it in different fun ways. But anyway, this was, I got my new video out. It's very fun. I'm wearing a Molly Ann Bishop shirt in this video. She's the best. The next day, I have a salad for lunch, and I make it everybody's problem. I posted on Instagram, having a salad for lunch. You may not recognize me afterwards because I'm so skinny thin now because of one salad, but I'm same old me despite the drastic weight change because of one salad. Please don't treat me any differently. Obviously, I'm joking. I was just feeling very silly that day. And also feeling very cute. And so I gave everybody a little bit of a booty shot, and I regret nothing. The next day, this is a bit of chaos, but anyway, the next day, it was raining a ton. Hurricane Helene was kind of devastating the South. It hadn't started devastating yet, but it was raining so hard. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that I needed to get 12 workouts a month to get Committed Club, which is what gets that free t-shirt. And there is a few of us in the afternoon classes that are dedicated, okay? And we are there. And as I walked up to the gym, my friends were waiting outside, and it's pouring rain. And one of them goes, "This is Committed Club." And I thought, God, you're so right. So I cut out the letters and made some rain and said, "This is Committed Club." And I just think it's really fun. I don't know. I was watching the Martha Stewart documentary while I was working on these pages, and I was just crafting. But Hurricane Helene hit really hard, hit my hometown really hard. There was some devastating things that happened overnight. Lives were lost. It was very tough and very, like, it just spun me out a little bit because I went to bed 2 hours away in Atlanta being like, oh, everything will be fine. And then I woke up to, like, deaths and destruction, and it just made me feel so silly that I hadn't worried more about my parents. I don't know. Anyway, they're fine, thank God. A lot of trees came down, but little damage to the house, but they were out of power lost, and electricity and water even for quite some time. So my mama texted me that night and said, "What are y'all doing?" And I told her we were, reading at our spot. And she said, "We're sitting in the dark, remembering when we used to use this time to canoodle." And I about fell out of my chair, and I said, "Big ooh." And then I was like, let me be nice. And so I said, "I'm sure the plumbing still works if you try hard enough." And my mama replied, "Bigger ooh." Iconic. Then I really almost fell out of my chair. I thought it was so funny. God bless her. Okay, so this week, this was a tough week. I had to do 5 classes in 5 days to get my 12, and it tried to kill me, to the point where I had to go to a Saturday morning class. I needed to go to the gym this morning to technically get my 12 for this month. That alarm clock went off. It was raining. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I already got my shirt. What are they going to do? Take it away from me? So I did not make it this morning. Anyway, but I made it on this morning, and it was so hard. Saturday classes there are so hard. They really just torture you on a Saturday. And if they'd make it a little less hard, I'd go more often. Rant over. The next day, I spent all day filming for Get Messy because it was due October 1st. I want to point out the date here, September 29th. Things have been busy, okay? Things have been busy. And again, I've been fighting with my other YouTube videos. I was like, I could not imagine filming more. But anyway, this is my setup. I have to move my kitchen table to the front of the apartment. We live in a converted dry ice factory, which is very cool. I like it here, but we only have windows in the front of the house, of the apartment. So when I want to do any filming, I have to move this big table to get any real light, because even just, 20 feet that way, it's a cave practically. But anyway, this was up against the window, my table. I had my Owala, I had my Hobonichi, my notebook, all of my supplies, my external hard drive. I need to color that in orange. I was like, what is that? But anyway, we got there, sort of. I'll tell you about it next month, or I'll tell you about it in a few days when I film next month. And then on the last day of the month, I got out a newsletter. I have a newsletter called the Y'allzette. It is so ridiculously over the top. I treat it to look like a newspaper. I actually have an old one printed out in here. Sorry, it'll be worth it, I promise, if I can find. I really do need to index this a little bit. Maybe things will be a little bit easier. Anyway, I'll just tell you about it while I try to find it. It looks like a newspaper. It is filled with just like what I've been doing, what's been going on. And of course I lightly try to sell you something, whether it be a YouTube video or, you know, when my shop update is coming or something like that. And I have a lot of fun with it. It takes a really long time because it is so over the top. And I am such a perfectionist. Here it is. I'm such a perfectionist about this. Here she is. I just think it's so stupid, but I'm so obsessed with it. It looks just like a magazine. Even at the end, I do these like, you know, there's a barcode. There's like stuff to expect in the next issue, which I have never actually do. I just love like being stupid in my business because it's the only thing that keeps me going. Anyway, so this, I don't have a printer at home, so I end up having to like hand draw, oh my God, where are we? Hand draw a lot of stuff, which I think is fun. But anyway, I printed off the picture that I used and then did the first kind of above the fold article. And I don't know, I'm just really proud of this like very stupid thing that I do that I think people do look forward to. So I'll put the link to sign up for my Y'allzette if you would like to be a part of it. I talk about books I'm reading, things I'm watching, my Hobonichi, I don't know, just studio news, and it's really fun. But anyway, that is it for September. I'm gonna get October filmed. Let's peek behind the curtain. Because I'm almost done with October. I think I genuinely just have one more page. Just 3 more pages. So I'll get these done today. Hopefully film tomorrow and get this up, get the October up really soon. And that way you'll stop commenting, new video when, which I'm grateful for every single time. But when I'm so busy that I can't think straight and I can't get my words out, I see those comments and I'm like, I'm a failure. But I'm not. You're not, okay? You're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can. And maybe you needed to hear that too, so I'll leave that in just for you. Okay, I am being so stupid. So I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for your patience. I mean, if I could do one of these every day, you know I would. I'll get them out as fast as I can. Here I am with the excuses again. Okay, that's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing with all your buds. That it means so much to me when people like send me a message and they're like, oh, look at this. And it's someone on like a Facebook group being like, hey, look up Amy, y'all. She's crazy and I like her. It just like really makes my day. So I really appreciate that. And I don't know, I love you. I hope you had a really nice holiday season. I know that it's not always easy to be around your family and be around other people's family. And I know that it can be lonely even if you're not sitting alone in a room. So thinking about you. I'll see you literally, I'll see you so soon. I mean that. Okay, bye.